They say the dead do not rest, especially when they have unfinished business. There was once a prosperous village named Rajaputra, a place brimming with life, nestled deep in the endless dunes of Kubu Desert. Merchants passed through. The marketplace buzzed with laughter, and at night, under the pale moonlight, children ran through the narrow streets. But today, there is nothing left. No one remembers their names. No one saw them leave. No one dares to return. Because Rajaputra did not simply disappear, it was cursed. One fateful evening, a grand feast was being prepared at the village square. The aroma of roasted spices filled the air, and laughter rang through the streets. But then, he arrived. Lord Varanth, the minister of the ruthless king, rode into the village, his black horse leaving a trail of dust. He was known for his cruelty, feared even by his own men. But that night, his visit had a purpose. His eyes locked onto Alira, the beautiful daughter of the village chief. "She will be mine," he declared with a smirk. The chief stood his ground. "She is not yours to take." A chilling silence fell over the village. Lord Varanth's smile twisted into a snarl. "You have one day to reconsider. If you refuse, you will suffer a fate worse than death." And with that, he turned his horse and vanished into the night. The villagers knew they had no choice. To stay was to die, but to leave meant abandoning everything. As the cold desert wind howled, the elders gathered. A decision was made. Before dawn, the entire village would vanish, leaving no trace behind. But they were not leaving silently. A curse was born that night. The women, dressed in mourning robes, gathered together, chanting words long forbidden. Their voices echoed into the darkness, a spell laced with vengeance. "Let no soul claim this land again. Let those who enter be swallowed by the night. Let those who dare stay perish." And so, in a single night, Rajaputra was abandoned. But it was not empty. Something stayed behind. The next morning, Varanth arrived with his soldiers. He expected to take what he wanted. Instead, he found a graveyard of empty homes. Food sat on plates, fires still burned in hearths, but not a single soul remained. A shiver crawled up his spine. "Search the village," he barked. One by one, the soldiers entered the homes and never came back out. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the air thickened. Shadows twisted unnaturally. Screams echoed through the village. Soldiers ran, but their feet never touched the ground again. Something unseen dragged them into the void. Varanth tried to flee, but the village was no longer a place of men. It had become something else. The last thing he saw was a pair of glowing eyes staring at him from the darkness. Watching. Waiting. By sunrise, nothing remained of him. Only the village stood, waiting for the next soul to enter. Years passed, and Rajaputra became a legend. Travelers who stepped beyond its borders were never seen again. Those who camped nearby spoke of whispers calling their names, unseen fingers tugging at their clothes, laughter from empty houses. Some say the villagers are still there, trapped between the world of the living and the dead. Others believe the curse still lingers, waiting for its next victim. And now I ask you, would you step into Rajaputra? Would you dare to stay the night? Because if you do, you might never leave.